Hey, what's happening? Happy Saturday, everybody. This hopefully is going to be a quick video. I ordered a bunch of parts for the Voron 2.4, in case you couldn't tell by the title. They came. I'm anxious to rip into them, so I'm just going to get started going on it, and then basically we'll go from there. So this was the Blue Rolls kit from AliExpress, and as you can see, it came in with a nice DHL repack. We'll have to find out what's involved with that. I'm really anxious to get started. I got here because I have an Ender 3, which I've used for quite a few years. And that has worked out pretty well. Holy moly, we got a lot of stuff in here. But now it was time to upgrade. I kept going through. I kept having to, reconfigure the printer. Make adjustments to it. It served well. It was an awesome first printer. So now basically, I just wanted to jump into, kind of like a nicer one. So here we are. There's chains, cable chains, belts. It all seems to be packed pretty well. Everything seems to have survived whatever that repack was. But wow, there's a lot in here. Let's start putting up. There's the dragon hot end. That is the high flow one. See what happens. I have a couple other ones that I can use for the regular flow. Just to see, standard flow. This feels like a 5-volt power supply. Yep. 5-volt. Yeah. 5-volt power supply. Bill of materials. What's this one? The blade. There's a lot of stuff in here. Watching a few videos online, trying to get an idea of what actually I'm getting myself into with this, and it's considerably different when you start opening up all the parts and everything. Tubes. Is that foam tape? That might be foam tape. Hey, got cables, thermistor, heat shrink tubing, zip ties. Wow, there's a lot in here. I think I'm in for a big challenge. Let's see. Got fans, got some larger ones, some smaller ones, DIN mount bracket, power switch. What might you be? Oh, the relay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch to this to let you see. The relay. Raspberry Pi 4. 4B. Oh man, there we go. Everybody's favorite accessory. Ends for the cables. Memory stick. Heat sinks and stepper motor drivers. And here we have a Tech board. Spider V1. I'm kind of glad. It on the Blue Rolls website on the AliExpress, it did say that they were shipping the 1.0. I didn't think to put a message in the chat, to say, hey, any chance you can send me the 1.1, but they did. Probe, wires, wow, switches. Holy moly. This is what we're starting. So, there were a bunch of videos online, of people building these. So, 2 shout outs that I wanted to give. One was to Thomas. Everybody knows Thomas and has seen his videos. Fantastic, love watching them. Another one was Build It Basement. He looked like he was kind of like in the same boat as me, right? A couple printers in, or experience using one. A Creality printer, and then basically, trying to upgrade to get into, some better printing. Oh my goodness. All kinds of bearings, idlers, belts, more wiring. Wow. Almost all the pieces you need for the crimping. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of parts in that bag. What else do we have? A duck. Oh, the display screen. Geez, oh man, there's a lot of parts here. Starting to get into heavier stuff. Stepper motors, I'm going to guess. Based on the weight of this. Oh, there we go. Voron Design V4, V24. So these do have, these are NEMAs, 0.9 degrees. These do have the wiring harnesses built in. I thought I remembered on the picture that it was an external wiring harness, but apparently not. So I think that's one of the issues that you get if you do a kit. Sometimes you may get something that's a little bit different than what was on the description or anything like that. But I mean, the wiring harness. What are you gonna do? Power supply. This must be. Yep. You know what? I'm switching this to 230 right now before I forget. All right. I mean, from 230. Right. There we go. Rails. One of the big things that everybody talks about. What do we have? So I'm not seeing H-Win on these anywhere. I know there was a big concern with a lot of people making sure that they had actually decent rails. I'm going to turn this a little bit more just to see if get a name somewhere. Oh, they are. Yeah. So, got good rails. Running out of space here. Let's see if we can pack it up. Parts. That is one big screw bag. Heat set inserts. T-nuts. Oh, the regular T-nuts. Oh, there's some regular and the longer skinny ones. The ones that actually stay in place when you try to put a screw in. There's stuff in here. So we have the spring metal plate, magnet, build plate. That fell off. It's drilled out for the mounts, so I'm definitely going to have to put a, tap it for the thermal overload. Wow. There's a lot of stuff. Just a generic plate heater. What we got? We got corners for the extruded frame. There's all the frame parts. That is one big honking bag. This was for the 300. I'm not sure if anybody actually asked, but the 300. And then we have all sheets seem to be packed up pretty nicely. A top and a bottom, front, back, side, or 2 doors for the side. That's gonna be nice. Din rails. That is the bottom of this box. So I actually ordered the CNC parts and the ABS ones. Main reason is I think the CNC ones, they look pretty freaking cool. So I want to see, you know, when the ABS ones come, I want to see how much weight there is, how much difference there is in the weight, and then basically go from there. I know I was thinking that, you know, the bottom pieces, you know, the ones, you know, down near the, you know, the ones that didn't move so much, you know, I was going to use those, use the CNC for those at least, and then decide, you know, during the build on whether or not, if we're actually going to go with using the ABS or the CNC for the rest of them. So let's see. Yeah, and this is pretty nice. This was the main reason. You know, these pieces just to me look pretty cool, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, if you're at the bottom where there's, you know, a little bit less movement, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be fine with these. I did see online that there was a bunch of people that were saying that some of them needed longer screws than the ones that actually were part of the regular bomb. So we'll find out. Wow, there are a ton of pieces in here. Let's get that out of the way a bit. But no, they all, you know, there's a couple tiny nicks here and there. I'm pretty sure that, you know, during my build, I'm going to put a few more nicks on it. What else? You know, these other ones. Most of them are pretty nice, though. Here we go. I had thought about printing these up myself, but after, you know, going through, you know, doing some dry runs with ABS, you know, things like that on the Ender 3, my confidence was very low in the ability to print all of these up. So I also have, like I said, the other kit, the regular, the full-blown ABS pieces, those should be here. Actually, I thought they were going to be here already. But all in all, at the moment, you know, just a quick go through of all this stuff, you know, just looking at it, you know, all the pieces seem to be pretty decent. It was packed pretty well, even though the box was repacked and banged up a bit, you know. That one still looks like it's okay. Raspberry Pi, all the information, all the pieces seem to be protected pretty well. So we're gonna go through it and, you know, keep an eye out for another stream. You know, maybe we'll start the build, you know, probably start it tomorrow morning maybe, you know, just going through building, you know, starting out with the frame. Actually, I might start off with the build plate, since, you know, you want to let that sit, you know, preferably overnight, you know, go through. I'm gonna have to tap, you know, put one hole in the plate and, you know, put the heater on it, the magnet on it, you know, and let that sit overnight. So maybe I'll do that first. Maybe I'll do that later on today. And then, you know, then when I start on the frame, you know, by the time I get to the point where you actually have to install the build plate, you know, the build plate should be done. That's all for now. If you guys have any comments, just, you know, just leave them in there. If you like the video, hit like. If you didn't like the video, click dislike. And as a matter of fact, make sure, if you didn't like it, click dislike twice. Go for it. You know, all yours. That's it. Thanks, everybody.